This little soundbar packs a crazy punch, and the best part about it, it's under $30. Let's check it out. This is the Soulion, really liking that brand name by the way, R30, powerful soundbar with brilliant light effects as printed on the box. And I must say, after testing it out a bit, it's pretty powerful for such a compact soundbar at only about 15.5 inches long. So I picked up this speaker on Amazon for $29.99, and my initial first impressions is that it's actually a pretty decent computer speaker after trying it out for a little bit. It's a sure upgrade to built-in laptop speakers. First off, it's packaged really nicely, and a lot of these random tech products, usually from China, on Amazon, usually come in a plain cardboard looking box, but this one's actually really vibrant and eye-catching, and it actually has plastic holders on the inside to keep the speaker secure. I'm used to getting cheaper electronics from Amazon where they just wrap it up in plastic or some sort of foam and just stick it in a box, and it's just shaking around everywhere and it's just not safe. The main selling points that kind of lured me toward the soundbar is that it's USB powered, so if I want to take it out when we're no longer in lockdown while I'm doing something outside or anywhere without an outlet nearby, I can just power it up with a power bank. And secondly, an additional selling point that's more of a bonus for me is that there's actually RGB lights on each side of the soundbar, so if I keep it on my desk, I can have something that looks pretty cool to look at aesthetically. I mentioned that it's USB powered, so to get audio running through the soundbar, there's a second cable, which is a 3.5mm cable. So this essentially works with anything that has a standard headphone jack, just as long as the USB cable is plugged into a power source to power it up, such as the mentioned power bank. But if you're strictly using this as a computer speaker for a desktop or laptop, the USB ports on those devices are usually powered, so you're good to go when you have both cables plugged in. So the build quality of this thing is pretty nice. I actually like it. There's a nice little weight to it. It's not too heavy, not too light. It's mostly made out of plastic. There's also some breathable cloth on the front that protects the grills from dust. I love how it's actually a volume knob, or actually a power knob, because you click it to turn on and click it to turn off. I kind of love that sound, and most devices don't really utilize that anymore. It's just a button nowadays, or some weird capacitive touch panel. I don't know. I just lost my train of thought for a second. But here's the USB cord and the 3.5mm cable, and that's all. This is all you need to power it up and get going. For most people, it's actually a pro, but some people it could be a con because they're actually hardwired to the back. So once those wires are gone, you're kind of SOL. Here's some additional documentation that was inside the box that I didn't realize was underneath the soundbar. It's just quick instructions. Let's get everything plugged into my old, dusty, trusty Dell gaming laptop that I actually use for all my video editing. I took it out of its docking area for this video, and I haven't dusted that area or that desk in months, so I apologize for all of the dust on the laptop. And I think it might be time to retire this soon, so fingers crossed I can get a new computer one of these days. Anyway, so this sort of computer speaker or soundbar is perfect for those who want something that's portable or might have limited space in their computer setup at home and actually want better sounding speakers than the built-in laptop speakers or even a bundled computer speaker set, which are usually not the best. So if you have an aux cord laying around, sound device in your room, you're better off using that. And that button on the back is actually how you turn on the LED lights or the RGB lights, whatever you want to call them. And now I'm going to do a quick sound test with a random YouTube audio library track. And warning, it does get loud, so if you have your volume maxed out, I suggest putting it to 50% or below right now. The soundbar does look pretty nice in the dark, and here's some overhead shots of the size of the speaker compared to my 15-inch laptop. So back to the sound test, I can hear a slight problem with the speaker. The treble is actually good. The bass is surprisingly present, but it seems that the mid is getting drowned out, and that's expected with cheaper speakers, especially with something within this price range. And I bravely turned it up to 100%. The sound does get distorted, but realistically, who's gonna have this little speaker set to 100%? This isn't a party speaker or something to annoy your neighbors with. A lot of people are gonna have unrealistic expectations and think that they scored some Bang & Olufsen's or Bose quality speakers for $29.99. But let's be real, this is perfect for small rooms and small setups. So I'm gonna do kind of test out the mid of everything and just play one of my YouTube videos and see what voice sounds like on this speaker.
Headset right now, this very minute, on a Nintendo Switch. Take a listen. Does that sound familiar? I'm gonna show you all how easy it is to set up a wireless headset to a Nintendo Switch. Let's get into it. For those of you who didn't know, the Switch can be used with a variety of wireless headsets that have a USB dongle. Something that looks a little bit like this. Even though the Switch connects to controllers via Bluetooth, there isn't any way to connect a Bluetooth headset or headphones laying around and hope to connect it to the system. With the previous set, it's the same ordeal with wireless headsets. As long as there's a USB receiver or dongle, since most people refer.
I forgot to mention that all of this sound was captured on my iPhone 11 without the use of an external microphone, so everything heard here isn't true to what my ears actually hear. With that said, the same ordeal does occur with this test too. The mid-range is passable at most for these speakers, but my voice sounded wonkier than usual, if you want to put it that way, kind of like as if I did the whole voiceover while wearing a mask. But as I mentioned earlier, these speakers do have a surprisingly good amount of treble and bass, so if that's more of your sound preference, this soundbar does excel with those frequencies. Overall, this is a decent soundbar, and one of the better ones within the $30 price range and below. If you're looking for something that sounds better than your built-in laptop speakers, or a speaker you want to bring to the beach and are hesitant to bring something more expensive, this is a good choice for those on a budget. I'll leave a link in the description down below, and thanks for sticking it through with me and watching this entire video. If you really like this one, maybe one of these others that have popped up by now might interest you in some way. And also, if you really enjoyed my company today, please consider subscribing to be the first to know when I upload something new or even go live on YouTube. So I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. I'll see you all soon. Bye.